So y'all just been letting me put the wrong intro video up for like 2 weeks on Thursday night and ain't say nothing. Y'all ain't say nothing. Y'all a bunch of haters. No, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. So listen, apparently, I'm anti-marriage, anti-man, bitter, brokenhearted, in denial, lonely, too independent. I don't with submission like that. I'm unwilling to compromise. And allegedly, I spent all my time encouraging women to leave their relationships and reject every man that isn't perfect. It's quite a resume, right? Right. There's only one problem. I don't ever remember saying most of it. If any of it. So the night since some of y'all insist on telling people what Cree believes, I figured I'd tell y'all myself. Since Thursday nights have pretty much taken on a life of their own and have become all about relationships, which was never the intention. But hey, and even though my content is not for men, 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 this conversation right here includes you too. Not because I'm trying to date you, not because I'm trying to put out my dating resume or hype myself to possibly get a man at some point. It's not why. Never, I haven't put that much energy into getting a man. The teens, not my teens, the 20 teens. And women don't get too damn comfortable because y'all is my problem. Y'all my problem. Y'all are a bigger part of my problem because this includes you too. Tonight, I am separating what I actually said from what people heard, from what people tell people. And after they filtered it through some of their own experiences, fears, and expectations about relationship trauma. Because, baby, I ain't got none. I don't have none. Just because I had a bad experience does not make it trauma. Y'all be doing too much for me. So some of you heard me challenge unhealthy marriages and decided I must hate marriage. Some of y'all heard me hold men accountable, and for some reason that made me anti-men. Then I held women accountable, and all of a sudden I'm making excuses for men, or because I said man and didn't and then said female, or said male, then said woman. Clearly there's a problem with that. What the problem is, I don't know. But clearly there's a problem when you don't say woman and man and female and male when you don't keep them together. Even though I could have sworn they were the same damn thing. But you know what? Accountability is only acceptable when it's directed toward the person you already wanted to blame, it seems. We are going to clear all of that up tonight because respectfully, that's not what I said. And because I'm speaking so frankly about this, y'all, I'm gonna try my best not to cuss. I'm gonna try my best. YouTube, fight y'all. I'm gonna try my best not to cuss. But I can't be nothing but me. And I think that in my banter, I think I forgot to welcome y'all. Welcome to Life According to the Podcast. Welcome to Life According to the Podcast. I am your host, Cree Cole. You will be seeing that throughout the episode. And tonight's episode is a little bit different because I'm tapping in by myself, which is not what we do on Thursdays. There's no guest, there's no panel, there is nobody here to debate what I meant, reinterpret what I said, or explain my own views back to me. This is Cree according to Cree. And before we get started, let me clear up something personal. I'm not bitter. I'm not sitting somewhere brokenhearted. I'm not lonely. I'm happy. I'm full. And I genuinely, even in the worst of times that have nothing to do with a relationship, by the way, even in the worst of times, I genuinely enjoy my life. I genuinely enjoy my life. And I'm never alone, even when I want to be alone. If you know, you know. Being unattached doesn't automatically mean someone is lonely, just because being in a relationship doesn't automatically mean someone feels love. Having someone next to you and having peace within you are two different things. My life is not incomplete because it's not currently fitting someone else's preferred relationship status. I believe in love. I believe in healthy relationships. I believe in commitment. And yes, I believe in marriage. I have watched a successful one that is currently going on for the past 46 years in a couple months. So, what I do believe over anything is that loving yourself without losing yourself is key. I do believe in that. So let's get into what y'all said, Cree said, what I actually said, and the truth some of y'all might not want to hear. And this is a personal episode. So if by chance, the chance is slim to none, but if by chance you feel this conversation is about you, I know you like to think your shit don't stink, but it move a little bit closer. Roses even smell like boo. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Roses really smell like boo, 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 boo. Do, do, do. So let's start off with one of my current personal favorites. Because somehow, some way, I don't know how, it has been delivered that I am somehow against marriage. And how I could be against marriage as much as I love a man and love is crazy to me. But apparently, because for at least 2020, I haven't really been, if not a little sooner than that, I haven't been into being in a relationship. I guess that automatically defaults to me not wanting to be married, right? Right. So let's begin with the big one. Let's just jump it off. Now, how did we get here? Because I challenge healthy marriages, because I side eye certain things, because I have not been ashamed to be like, ooh, Lord, and that's exactly why I'm not gonna get married. I know that's the phrase. I know that's the phrase that gets the why I'm against marriage. Because I see something. Because I don't believe a wedding day and a wedding ring automatically magically turns dysfunction into devotion. Because I don't think that staying married at any cost is always some type of victory. Like, respectfully, I never said that. Like, I do believe that there is a breaking point. I know biblically there is an out. Biblically. So yes. When I hear people say, I'm not in love, I can't stand that. When they list off the laundry list, when people list off the laundry list of things that they consider to be egregious and offenses against them in their marriage by their significant other, and that's whether that's a male or a female, right? It does give me pause. My flappers are gonna be gasping. I'm, I'm be like, oh my God, you good? What you gonna do? I follow it with a question, because at the end of the day, that's not my space. That's not my man. I believe that marriage can be beautiful. I believe that it can be beautiful. I believe in partnership. I believe in commitment, companionship, shared purpose, all the things, right? I also believe a marriage should be healthy. Not always good, not always bad, but healthy. And not based upon some laundry list of what a healthy marriage looks like. I mean healthy based upon what the two of you have determined you need and want in a partner and have communicated to one another. And that's not something that I need a piece of paper to know what it is. That's not something that I need to have been married and experienced to know what that is. I do believe that there's redemption that can be given in almost every situation. But that comes from me overall being a forgiving person. I don't believe that the success of a marriage should be measured only by if the two people stay together. Two people can remain together for 30, 40, 50 years while being emotionally disconnected. I know so many people, especially at this big age, people that got married in their 20s and 30s who have not been with that person in 20, 15, 10 years, right? Like have not physically been with them, but still on papers. I know people who are together every day, who are chronically disrespected and completely miserable. Longevity matters, but the quality of what survived matters too. I don't think that people should leave a marriage because they had one disagreement. I don't think that every difficult season means the relationship is over. Like when you're speaking about a lifetime, what is a year? When you're speaking about a lifetime, because in my world, in my mind, in my heart, marriage is a lifetime commitment. A year is a season. 2 years is a season. Now I ain't gonna give y'all much more than that without no change. But that's a season. I don't I'm not one of those people that believes that marriage can last without patience, forgiveness, sacrifice, communication, and work. Just like any other relationship that you're in. Your friendships don't work without that. Your kinship, the relationship between your sisters, your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, they don't work without that. Your work relationships don't work without that. It's on a different level, and what you'll forgive and what you'll sacrifice and what you even bother to communicate varies because it's a work relationship, but it can't survive without all of those things. But I do know that marriage takes work, and not because I just think it, I've seen it. I don't have to have personally experienced it to know what it looks like when it's good, when it's bad, when it's indifferent. I don't know why y'all think that. It's like some of y'all think that y'all are in some type of exclusive club. It's not a club. It's not a club. When you start to minimize your marriage to be a part of a group rather than a union between two people, eh. And I don't believe when people be talking about that marriage takes work, that can be a blanket statement for mistreatment and betrayal, abuse, or one person doing all the work while the other just enjoys the benefits. Because let's be honest, some people are committed to the appearance of what marriage looks like rather than the actual health of it. Be turning cartwheels, doing backflips, double dutching, going through the fire, the wind, the earth to make it look right. And that's not speaking to if you're actually having like real issues, things that require a little bit more than love, a little bit more than a hug, a little bit more than just attention. That's not speaking about that. But there are so many people out here that are more concerned with what it looks like to others than what it feels like for them. And that's sad to me. They want the photos, they want the anniversary posts, they want the matching outfits, they want the public title. But behind closed doors, nobody feels safe, nobody feels seen, respected, or loved. Challenging that doesn't make me anti-marriage. It means that I respect marriage enough to believe that it should be more than two people just refusing to go file the damn paper. Why are we having conversations about paperwork? Paperwork? Like, paperwork? Like, I feel like sometimes one of the best things you can do when you hear someone say something, like you expressing yourself to one of your friends, one of your coworkers, whatever, about your marriage, right? About your marriage. And they're giving you feedback back and you feel attacked. What I want you to do, I want you to, one day, you ain't got to tell nobody you did it, you ain't got to show nobody. One day, I want for you to take your phone, set it up in a space, hit record, and say to yourself exactly, record yourself saying exactly what you said to that person. And then register what you felt in that moment. Register how it sound, not while it was coming out of your mouth, while you were listening to it back. I promise you, like it's amazing sometimes. Little life coaching tip. We'll move on. We talk about me. We ain't talk about y'all. We talk about me, right? So we talking about me. We not talking about y'all. Another do. And I don't know why my stuff is acting crazy, but oh well. Oh, we acting real food. We acting real food. But it's just me, so it's okay. It's just me. Commitment does not require captivity. Now, Crystal always tells her about some looking at somebody crazy, like she's trying to tell them they need to leave somebody. Who said that? Who said that? When I tell you, like I be bugging off of things that people come back and tell me. Just because I recognize and encourage women that the only ones who are trying to keep the relationship alive is you, that might be a problem. Like, so that means I'm trying to tell you to leave. No, sweetie, I'm trying to get you to look at you. I'm trying to get you to look at you. Because sometimes we have to look at ourselves in order to know and realize what we need so that we know what to even tell our partner. Instead of trying to get them to figure the shit out on their goddamn own, like that it's gonna magically just pop in their head. And the Lord just gonna send a word down. You were the word. You were the word. Now, what I actually believe and what I actually support is commitment. I believe that people should communicate before walking away. I believe that some relationships deserve another conversation, another effort, counseling, grace, patience, and time. I also believe the commitment has to be mutual. A woman can't carry a relationship by herself and call it commitment. A woman can't repeatedly disrespect the man and then accuse him of value and commitment when she finally chooses herself. Like, you can't do that. A woman can't emotionally neglect the man, disrespect him, manipulate him, even if he don't know what's happening. Manipulate him and then hide behind the expectation that he should fight for the relationship because he didn't like the things he did see Because you don't know about the other shit. You think he should be fighting because all he saw was this. Come on, folks. Come on. Commitment doesn't mean one person gets unlimited opportunities to hurt the other one. It does mean, for me anyway, that staying simply because you've already got an investment, like you've already been in it for years, it's crazy. And it doesn't mean abandoning yourself to prove that you know how to love somebody else. Who taught y'all that? Who taught y'all that? It can't be the same mama that you complained about how she dealt with men your entire life. It can't be her. It can't be her. Let's be honest. Sometimes people call it giving up because they benefited from you staying. They were comfortable with your sacrifice. They were comfortable with your forgiveness. They were comfortable knowing that no matter what happened, no matter how little they changed, you keep calling it commitment. They know they ain't doing shit to keep you. They know they're not keeping nothing. They're not doing anything to keep you. However, comma, you keep bigging it up. You do. Leaving everything and leaving every time things get hard is unhealthy. But staying when nothing changes is not loyalty. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's a habit. Sometimes it's embarrassment about starting over. And sometimes we keep calling it commitment because admitting that we fucked up, committing that we're settling will require us to have to make a decision and make it final. Okay, so now let's get to the tagline. The LYF. Loving yourself first. I don't know how many freaking times I got to explain it to y'all so that y'all and you all will stop when speaking upon me and mine, my brand, what I'm putting out there into the world. We'll stop filtering it through your own issues, through your own insecurities, through what your grandmama and them said, through what them people at the church said that wasn't in the Bible, but they made a way to circle it back to First Corinthians. Loving yourself first is not selfish. This is one that is especially interesting considering the name of the entire brand is LYF, Love Yourself First. So let me explain what that means. Loving yourself first does not mean loving only yourself. It's not LYO, it's LYF. The F is for first. I know I'm talking to you. Sometimes you got to explain, like I sometimes explain it to me like I'm in fifth grade. That's where we're at with this right here, right? It doesn't mean refusing to compromise, apologize, sacrifice, or consider your partner if you have one. It doesn't mean completely abandoning yourself while loving someone else. It means you know who you are. You know who you are before relationships assigns you an identity. You ever hear them females where they get it with somebody? Like, say you know both people, right? Say you know both people. You've known both people for years. And then they come together and they start a relationship. Hell, they might even get married. And then she begins to talk, her ad libs, the way she pronounces things, her cadence in the way she speaks starts to mimic his. Or, I got a better one. She turned into one of them bass. I think I'm gonna make that a shirt. They say. Oh my. You have to know who you are and that you have the capacity to love someone else properly, or that you have the free space to learn how to love that individual and not allow the relationship to identify who you are. You got to do it. It means you can compromise without disappearing. It means you can give without constantly emptying yourself. It means you can support someone without becoming responsible for their entire life, their identity, how people view them, how people speak to them, how people interact with them. Come on, that's a job. That sounds like the first 18 years of raising a child. And that applies whether you're a man or a woman. And it means you do not require another person's attention to affirm and confirm your value. The goal is to elevate. Love should lift you, not create you. Because what happens if that love goes away? You all don't know, because I don't talk about like my life coaching clients. But like, y'all have no idea how many women I speak to that are trying to figure out and actually say, without him, I don't know who I am. So none of your growth, none of your happiness, none of your achievements, none of your goals had anything to do with you at all. Okay, that's what we start. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will often call your self-respect being selfish. When you were saying yes to everything, you were loving. You were the shit. You were babe. When you stopped accepting disrespect, suddenly you changed. And guess what? Sometimes someone saying, you changed. Sometimes that's not a bad thing. Hopefully you grew. A healthy relationship requires two whole people learning how to build together. Not one person playing Build-A-Bear with another. Loving yourself first should teach you how to love others from a healthy place, not prevent you from loving them at all. Like I say at the end of all my podcast episodes, loving yourself isn't selfish. It's about learning how to love yourself properly so that you can love others better. If you don't get it, quit filtering it through your lens and what you heard and come up with me. Come up with me. Every time I give people a little sneak peek into everything that is currently going on with me, one of the things, like in the midst of whatever they're saying, they'll be like, girl, I don't know how you're doing it because of what's in me. It's not strength, it's love. It's love for myself that I can't let myself fall off. It's love for myself that I gotta maintain a certain level of health. It's love for myself. It's not for anybody else. It's for me. It's for me. I have to love on me in a way that keeps me together when others can't. When others can't, when others can't do it, because there's gonna come a time when there's nobody around to do it. But if you never pour into yourself, if you never do anything for yourself, it gets to a point. It gets to a point when you're saying, well, who's gonna love me? Who's gonna help me? Who's gonna, and sometimes the answer is you. Sometimes it's you. And the last thing that you want to do is be caught up in a situation that's tearing you down before you finally realize it. Another thing I heard recently, y'all said that I said women have too many standards. Cree tells women to expect perfection. Like that she be talking about that man do not exist. No. Because the thing about it is, that man that I talk about, I've had. Wrong place, wrong time. But that man that I described, I've had. What I do tell women is to stop negotiating against the standards they claimed mattered before they met somebody attractive. You know you ain't want no nigga to cheat. You know you don't want no man to cheat. Who wants a man that cheats? Nobody. Nobody. But he fine. And when a man that fine, of course he's gonna cheat. When he got it going on like that, the dick big like that. I'm not even shocked at it. The fuck? With I do believe a standard is not the same as expecting perfection. A standard says I I expect honesty, respect, loyalty, time, communication, emotional availability. I expect our values and goals to be compatible. Perfection says a person can never make a mistake. Perfection says they can't have a flaw, they can't experience no difficulties, they can't support you. Child, ain't nobody looking for nothing perfect. I am a firm believing in finding someone who is perfect for you based upon the standards that you set. The standards that you set that have absolutely nothing to do with appearance. Like, because a standard, expecting, having expectations of a standard that you have set and expecting perfection are not the same thing. Healthy standards should also be realistic, personal, and reciprocal. As in, don't be asking for shit you can't get. Don't set a standard for something that you ain't got. If you demand consistent communication, you are going to have to communicate consistently. If you expect emotional maturity, you're gonna have to be mature in your own emotions. If you want somebody who is financially stable, that you need to be financially stable. It's that simple. It's not. It's not brain. Why we have to have these conversations over and over and over again? It's crazy because it's not a hard concept. If you want loyalty, you won't have to be loyal. Simple. Simple. You're gonna have to be under control. You're gonna have to have discipline. It's not that bad. You can't build a wish list for a partner while refusing to examine what you bring to a relationship, which is why loving yourself first is so important. Because in loving yourself, you're going to want to be financially stable. In loving yourself, you're going to want to be emotionally balanced. In loving yourself, you're going to want to be able to communicate with others so that others can understand you. Before you ever get a mate, these will be skills that you already have and you already show in other relationships. Like I said, friendships, kinships, work relationships. These will already be things that you exemplify on a daily basis. So doing them once you're in a relationship will be nothing. It'll be nothing to do. Some people call your standards unrealistic because they don't want to meet them. They just don't want to meet them. That sounds crazy to them. When they hear you talk about, when some of y'all get around me and be like, I don't like this, I'm not falling for this, I'm not handling this, I'm not going through this, I'm not da 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 da. They are running through their head and they're saying to themselves, oh, I'm going to do all this shit. Damn, she just named who I am. Who? Who called you? Who called you? Who told you? But sometimes your standards really are unrealistic. Sometimes our standards are unrealistic because they're based on a fantasy, so heavily on social media. And I don't give a damn how old the man or woman is. Okay, how old the man or woman is. I can tell in the conversation when they've been watching certain podcasts. When their algorithm shows them certain videos on TikTok and Instagram. Because I see them too. I see them too. What sounds impressive when you tell other people. Like you want me to go, ooh, girl, for real, girl. Oh damn, hey, you got one of them ones with. That should not be a factor. Everyone needs to be honest and do an honest check when it comes to themselves. Is this standard protecting my values or is it protecting my ego? Does this actually matter to the life that I want? Or am I rejecting good people because they don't arrive in the exact packaging that I imagine? Standards should help you recognize compatibility. They should not be an obstacle that you putting people through and expect for them to be able to complete. Like, who are you? You expect a nigga to run a mile and you can't walk 10 yards. Huh? Anytime somebody finds out that I have a podcast, males in particular, they always, because my personality is so big, they always like, what you be talking about? What kind of stuff you be talking about? And because I am single and stand in my singleness, I know that the question is always because they assume that I take shit. Let me see, episodes run about 30 minutes to an hour, so I'm just gonna round it up to an hour. 3 episodes a week. So that's 3 hours, at least 2 hours of editing per each video. So what was that? That was 3 times 2. That's so that's 6. That's 9. So you actually, oh no, let me say the pre-production prep. To create the say define the topics, create the scripts, pull the clips for the episodes that have clips. All of that usually takes me about 2 hours. So that's 11 hours out of the week, and then to do the uploads and all that stuff in post production, that's an hour each. So that's 14 hours. And then to advertise them, to create all the advertisements and stuff, specifically just for the podcast, that takes me about 2 hours, every 2 to 3 hours every time I do it. So that's 3 nights a week, that's 9. So that's 14, that's 22. You actually think I work 22 hours a week after working 40 hours a week to sit around and bash us all day, have conversations about men all day? You think I really want to dedicate 22 hours to talking bad about men every single week online? Y'all out y'all motherfucking Woo! This is the first episode that I actually get my saying, men can watch it soon. Because I'm never talking to y'all. Hell, very rarely do I, even when I talk about relationships, very rarely do I even reference you. For real. Because having a successful relationship takes two people, and I'm about women doing the work in order to be successful in a relationship on their end, being who they need to be so that they can be who they need to be to whoever it is they choose. What y'all do and don't do is irrelevant to me. And then the fact that I know that every nigga ain't shit. Like I know that all men are not ain't shit. So why would I spend 22 hours of a week talking about that small percentage of men that don't that ain't shit. Why? I currently don't have any men in my life. Currently, all the men in my life are pretty great individuals. So why would I ever? So that y'all are watching? That's a trauma kink some of y'all got. When I hold men accountable, men say I'm anti-man. When I hold women accountable, women will say that I'm excusing men, like making it. At this point, accountability apparently has to pick a damn team, and I just don't. I just don't want to because my accountability doesn't. I actually believe that men should be accountable for how they show up in dating and relationships. I believe women should be accountable on how they show up too. Men shouldn't lie, manipulate, cheat, avoid communication, or demand traditional benefits while refusing traditional responsibilities. Women should not manipulate, weaponize emotions, avoid accountability, or expect men to meet standards that they do not meet themselves. I agree with everybody. I just don't agree when you start comparing this type of woman to this type of woman, or saying that this type of woman does this and this type of woman don't. That's the kind of shit I don't like. I don't care for it when black women go, when am I? There was a tonight's conversation clip. She's like, I'm giving, when should I stop giving my beautiful black men a chance and go find my white king? Baby, go do it whenever you want to. I wonder what year that was, because new interracial relationships got to be something under this administration, baby. They got to be something. You hear me? Holding a woman accountable does not erase what a man did. And holding a man accountable doesn't mean every woman involved is automatically innocent. Sometimes he's wrong. Sometimes she's wrong. Sometimes everybody wrong. Sometimes we be right. Sometimes we can be right until we do something wrong to retaliate. And sometimes the healthiest thing we can say is everybody in this situation just needs to grow the fuck up. Let's be honest. A lot of people don't want fairness. They want confirmation. They want me to criticize the opposite sex while treating their own side like helpless ass victims with no agency. And that's just not what I do. I only enjoy accountability when it's directed at somebody else. When that's the only time you care about it, you don't really value accountability. You value ammunition. I'm not here to tell every woman she's right because she's a woman. And I'm not here to tell every man that he's right because he's a man. I'm here to talk about behavior. Simple. Simple. And unhealthy behavior does not become healthy because you like the person that's doing it. Are you R. Kelly fans? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It seems like you're ready. It's one mama time. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This right here, I'm sure is gonna get clipped. When I go to do my little viral, do like for the AI to pull the clips from the podcast, I'm pretty sure this is what's going. It's yeah. They're gonna be like, this will give you virality. I'm sure because I have a strong belief that women help shape some of the opinions that men have about women. I know that some of it is misogyny, misogynoir, all the things. But I also know, like, and I know that someone will watch and go, yeah, grandmama said it, but it's only because that's what the man said. At some point in time, we have to hold ourselves accountable and stop fucking doing it. At some point, we have to stop doing it. I understand where it came from, who taught it. But around 1950 something is 1970 something is probably when 2000 is probably when 2010 is probably when 2020 when we got locked down probably would have been a time to stop it. it might have been a time to stop it. I started at the 50s, the 30s and the 50s because that's my grandma, my mama's. Now I know this section may make some women uncomfortable, but stay with me. A lot of the opinions men have about women do not come from conversations between other men. Some of those things come from conversations that they witness between women, how they've heard us speak on each other, how they've heard us label one another, how we judge one another, how we simplify one another. Men hear women describe other women as desperate, loose, bitter, jealous, difficult, masculine, too independent, too old, not wife material, all the time. I had to check myself once my son became dating age with this type of conversations and the generalized statements that I made about other women. He was old enough to understand their circumstances, their background, and all of that. But the things I would say, the way that I would classify them, I had to be more mindful because I had a young man who was in my space that was now going to start being with women, dating women. And I didn't want for him to take some of the stereotypes that I I partook in and apply them to women that he was meeting. They hear women shame other women on how they date, dress, parent, express themselves sexually, set boundaries, or choose partners. Then some of those women become upset when men repeat those exact same ideas. Bitch, we were just saying the same thing about Tisha last week. We were just saying the same thing about Tisha last week. Then some of those same women become upset. Like they really do. They be pissed. They really do. Like we can have the same conversation about Tisha last week. Then we call her all types of hoes. She ain't nothing but a slut. You know all she do is fuck around, right? Yeah, I think she fuck so and so, so and so, and so and so. Well, I don't know what she fucked, but I know that she know all of them. I know she done chill with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like she always be hanging out with different dudes. Never mention these dudes. Never. Let me lift up my damn check. Never mention no man that. It is all every time it's clearly a new. But then we could all be out somewhere. We know Tisha, we fucks with Tisha, so we all around Tisha. Then when a man called Tisha a hoe, after he just heard us last week, when she walked in calling her a hoe, and now we mad at him for calling her a hoe. Are we mad because he called her a hoe? Or is he mad? Or are we mad because he out in the conversations that we have? Let's be real. What I actually believe is that women are not solely responsible for what men think of women. Let me repeat. What I believe is that women are not solely responsible for what men think about women. Men are responsible for examining their own beliefs and behavior. But women also have to be honest about the narratives we help create and reinforce. And even if we want to say that we didn't create them because of misogyny, okay, we have reinforced them. And if you are one of those women who has never ever snickered, giggled, gossiped, or said something about a woman based on what you think about that woman's lifestyle, if you're one of those women, kudos to you. Kudos to you, sis. You are fucking awesome. I can't say the same. If women constantly tell men that the other women cannot be trusted, are always competing, only want money, lose value because of their sexual history, some men will absorb that. Like I can't remember which singer it was that was like, not even a singer, a rapper. Cardi B said she wanted to call that man mama and tell her how she raised the bitch. You wanna know why? Because I promise you, a lot of them say they'll be like, my mama said. Does that make every statement true? Absolutely not. It means our conversations have influence. And we have to be mindful of the stereotypes that we continue to push, the narratives that we continue to push amongst each other. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes men repeat a harmful belief about women, and if you trace it back far enough, a woman's hand was in it somewhere. Like I said, probably just his name's Asante. Boy, moms is hell. I'm not one of them. Boy, moms is hell though. Maybe it was his mother. Maybe it was his sister. Maybe it was a female friend. Maybe it was a former partner, an ex, or a group of women discussing another woman as though her life were public property. Women cannot demand that men respect women while we casually disrespect other women. We can't do that. And men can't treat one woman's opinion as an official handbook for all women. Just like he can't judge every woman's actions based upon this one woman that he used to deal with. One thing I can't stand is, well, my ex did me like this, so I do that, so I don't do that no more. What did I do with me? And men can't treat one woman's opinion like just like men can't treat one woman's opinion like it's an official handbook. One woman's experience is not every woman's truth. One man's experience is not every man's character. At some point, we are going to have to stop turning individual disappointments into universal conclusions about their entire damn gender. Say what's that, huh? I don't care how many men you met that had the same qualities. If you keep continuing to meet men that have the exact same qualities, these are the men that you allow into your space, and they all end up. It is time for some self-evaluation and to do some self-love and some self-reflection. Not saying that these men ain't shit, because they're every last one of them you met could have very well been an ain't nigga. But why you keep letting them in, that's a you problem. That's a you thing, babes. How many times? If y'all had any idea how many times I've had women my age, older, and younger that have told me that I needed to change how I was living with this not wanting to get in a relationship because trying to be independent was gonna have me old and alone. Baby, bye. You old and alone with a husband. That's neither here nor there. Now, y'all say she's too independent. She act like she don't need no man. Let me help y'all with this. A woman knowing how to care for herself does not mean that she does not value partnership. I believe that independence means I can manage my life. I don't need anybody else to do it. Partnership means I can open up to sharing that life with someone else who adds love, support, and connection and purpose. A woman shouldn't have to manufacture helplessness to make a man feel needed. Do I know that men need to feel needed? Yes. Yes, absolutely. A man is half worth his salt. He has to feel some sense of purpose in your life. However, comma, you should not have to pretend like you can just so that he can. And a man shouldn't have to carry the entire weight of a relationship to prove his value either. A healthy partnership allows both people to contribute. Maybe not always in identical ways, not always in equal ways every single day, but both people should have an active hand in how the relationship works and be able to feel that their contribution is being valued. Now, let's be honest. Some people do not want a partner. Right now, currently, and I will say for the past 2020, 2026, because I entertained it a little bit in 2021. I was about in a relationship, didn't know it. I would say for the past 5 years, I have been one of those people who I do not want a partner. I have not sought out a partner. I have not nourished any relationships with anyone where they could become my partner. I didn't allow them to get that far. Some people do not want a partner. They want dependency because dependency gives them power. If someone needs you to be incapable without them, then they may not be seeking love. They may be seeking control. I don't need to be helpless to be lovable. And I'm not going to be. And men should not be valued only for what they can pay, fix, or provide. Partnership means I choose you. Now, I haven't chose anybody lately. I haven't chosen anybody. I also have not been chosen. So I should choose you. Not because I can't function without you, but because life with you is healthier, richer, and more meaningful than it is without you. That's not rejection. That's intentional love. That is what loving with intention is. It's not just the things you do. It's your reason for why you do them. I happen to be one of those people where I believe in the basics of love. I love love. I love relationships. I love seeing people in love. I think it is so cute. It is so special. It is so tea. Right now, it's just not for me. One of my pet peeves is with random men that I have absolutely no interest in, and I don't think have any interest in me. Um, Make a point to tell me that based on my personality, they know I never submit to it. Let me tell y'all something. When I am in a happy environment, not even a relationship, not even a committed relationship, when I am in a happy environment, I follow directions. That's all I want to do is follow directions. What you with, that's what I'm with. As long as I'm happy and this is healthy, ain't nobody doing nothing to hurt one another, I follow directions. But it's always somebody who don't got a chance in hell. Someone, no, the conversation never even went that way. It's always volunteered by someone based off something that I'm saying or how I'm moving or how I'm looking or whatever. And they just volunteer that statement to me. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. Because one of my relationship goals, whenever I decide to get back in one, is to have someone who is capable, not of handling me, but handling situations so that I don't have to. I just want to help. I just want to be the second opinion. I don't want to be. I don't want to be in charge. And when I'm in happy situations, kind of sort of like I am right now, well, I don't have to think about too much, baby. I'm the most submissive person I know. People will say that if you believe in independence, you can't believe in submission. Or if a woman submits, she should be quiet and agreeable and willing to follow regardless of where someone leads. Hell no. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I know that for some people that level of submission is what they need and what they want and what's going to work for them. That will never work for me. Submission doesn't mean that a woman loses her voice, her identity, her intelligence, her boundaries, or right to respect. It means for me, that even if a situation arises, both people can be heard, both people should be respected, and neither person should have to become smaller for the relationship to function. I can still be all a big Cree and shut the fuck up. I've had instances where in dating where like it's not moving forward like the gentleman may think it should be. Because in their mind, I'm gonna be bring me that nigga come see me. But if that's not I don't do that. Like they be real confused once they actually get the opportunity to experience me. Not experience me talking to homegirls, not experiencing me outside in the streets communicating with men. When they actually get to experience me intimately, by intimately I mean alone, privately, quietly, intimately, and be like, wait a minute, you are absolutely nothing like what the hell I. Sometimes I see niggas be disappointed. I've literally watched men be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you were this and you're not this. Now, I don't know what to do with this because I wanted that and you're not that. I'm not that. You know what's more annoying? When women think I'm that. Why you would give a fuck, I don't know because I don't need pussy. But when women think I'm that, and they perpetuate out into the world that I am that, they say to other people that I am that and have absolutely no idea. Because I don't discuss the intimate details of my relationships with married people. Do I talk about things that I do with people and stuff like that? But the intimate details I don't share. I don't share. So they don't know. Now let's be honest. Some people use submission when they really mean obedience. They do not want partnership. They want authority without accountability. And some women reject the entire idea because they have only seen it used as a tool of control. And so the context matters, right? The context matters. Trust cannot be demanded. Leadership can is demonstrated. And respect should move in both directions. Always. Another way that you hoes be having me fucked up. My advice is not my dating diary. If you ask me for advice, I'm going to base my advice off of the information that you gave me, what you have personally shared with me yourself. That is what I'm going to base my advice off of. It is not going to be based off me. As soon as I start talking about me, I am going to say, in my experience, when I was going with so and so, when I did this, but anything outside of that where I'm not prefacing it with that, and I'm never telling you what I did and then telling you that's what you should do too. I'm just telling you what I did in case you want to use that as an option. That whole notion that if somebody talking about something on the internet, that must be what they're going through, baby. Well, sometimes it could be true. When it comes to me, I am talking about other people's business. I am not talking about mine. I have been in a very comfortable, healthy situation where it is understood exactly what it is for months. Months. Just because I talk about a nigga being ain't shit or somebody cheating on somebody or somebody being in a bad relationship or something, that does not mean that because trust me, anytime I'm talking about somebody being in a bad relationship, I'm never talking about myself because I ain't been in a relationship since 2018. I ain't been in a committed relationship since 2018. Like I said, I almost was in one in 2021. But it's been since 2018. Baby, if I'm ever talking about actual relationship issues, baby, it is not my story. I laugh every single time. Apparently, every conversation I host is a coded message for someone that I dated or a coded message for somebody that I know. Baby, I'm never going to talk to now one of my peoples through no podcast. Trust me. If it's something that I feel like I need to tell them, baby, I'm going straight to them. I'm going straight to them. As soon as I have the opportunity to get it off my chest, I'm going to get it off my chest. Sometimes even to my own detriment. But I'm going to get it off my chest with them. I'm not going to do it through no videos. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And if I do happen to talk about a situation through a video, baby, it's so damn direct. I've done everything but say their name. I done called their people name and all. Every scenario is secretly some type of autobiography. Every opinion is a subtweet. That would be an extremely exhausting way to produce a podcast, baby. Just because I'm talking about friendships don't mean that I'm picking apart the friendships that I have. I am 45 years old. I've had friends since I've been 5. I can remember my friend group when I was 5. Hell, 4. The white girl named Jennifer, red hair, first friend. Milledgeville, Tennessee. Listen, ain't nobody putting that much. Now, what I actually do believe is, and what I actually do, I discuss dating and relationships because they are a part of the Life According to Cree platform. I am a coach, I am a host, I am an author, and a woman who just observes the world around me. My conversations are influenced by culture, audience questions, social media discussions, books, research, experiences people share, and my own lessons. Some of my opinions may connect to things I personally experienced, others don't. Being able to discuss a situation does not mean I'm currently living it, babes. I'm sorry. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes people focus on my life because examining the message will require them to examine themselves. They rather talk about, oh, she had a podcast about this, but her episode was about this, but they say that back. It's easier to talk about who hurt her than to answer the question that I raised. It's easier to assume that I'm bitter than to consider whether the relationship behavior being discussed is actually unhealthy. My personal relationship does not determine whether an observation is valid. A married person can give bad relationship advice. Let me say that for the in the bag. In the bag. A married person can give bad relationship advice. A single person can offer wisdom, and neither automatically proves expertise, happiness, or emotional health. Evaluate the message. Do not use the messenger's relationship status as an excuse to avoid it. For the Christians out there, preachers love to holler about how when one was coming to an end and all the stuff, the God made a rock cry out. Y'all go to church and learn about how God can use all these different people, even the sinners on the corner. But somehow or another, you think that because I got cheated on, I don't know how to avoid getting cheated on. Yeah, I'm going to party. Now the part that I've been waiting on, because this is the one that sparked the entire episode. The entire episode. Let's talk about sex. Some people hear a woman speak openly about sexual freedom and immediately assume that she's promoting reckless and deviant behavior. That she just out here. That I am just out here. Respectfully, that's not never what I've done and never what I said. Never. Adults should be able to make informed, consensual decisions about their bodies without being automatically shamed. I wrote that down. Mm-hmm. Sexual freedom means having ownership of your choices. Let me break that down for y'all. Sexual freedom means having ownership over your choices. Or as I sometimes say, I pick my own meat. It means understanding consent. It means communicating honestly. It means protecting your physical and emotional health. Because that's, hey, this being single thing is more about my mental than my physical, baby. It means knowing that saying yes is your choice and saying no is also your choice. Y'all know how much dick I turned down? Y'all know how much dick I turned down? And I thought that gaining 100, losing 100 pounds and then gaining 100 pounds back would stop the motion. It ain't stopped the motion. Nick's sweet. I have learned that the people that love me in all fonts. And these are men ranging from 22 to 62. 22. 20 sons. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't even know why you would want the coochie. But I whisper coochie. I don't even know why you would want the coochie. It means freedom is not the absence of responsibility. Just because I am sexually free to experiences doesn't mean that I'm irresponsible. Where the fuck do y'all get that from? It's weird. I just like we were having a conversation that I just had. And I was asking my people, I'm like, how many people do you think I be fucking? I got said that. How many people you actually think I be screwing? It is the ability to choose responsibly without allowing shame, manipulation, or social pressure to make the decision for you. I ain't doing nothing I don't want to do. Nothing I don't want to do. Nothing I don't want to do. Would you like to have that type of freedom too? Like, let's be honest. We often judge women's sexuality differently than we judge men's. A man can date multiple people and it be called experience. A woman dates multiple people and suddenly there's a committee meeting about her character. A man speaks openly about sex and people laugh. A woman speaks openly about sex and people decide she must be available to everybody. How so? How so? It's crazy. Sexual confidence does not equal sexual access. Just because I know I can get dick don't mean I'm jumping on every dick that's offered. We're gonna be real frank over here with this shit. A woman being comfortable with her sexuality does not mean she lacks boundaries. I have so many boundaries up by the time y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. I have no clue. Like I'm I got somebody I want to bring on the podcast that can tell you the hoops he jumped through just to get some ass and never got it. And was just like, fuck it, you my peoples. I love your ass. You motherfucker. A person's sexual choices does not tell you everything about their morality, loyalty, intelligence, or ability to love. You can personally choose abstinence, celibacy, monogamy, or another path that aligns with your values. What you cannot do, or you shouldn't do, I'm gonna say you can't do, because I'm gonna cuss you out if you do it with me. What you can do is treat your personal choice as permission to degrade everyone who chooses different. If for whatever reason you are abstaining from sex, that is your personal journey. That ain't got a damn thing to do with me. Even if our lifestyles are similar, that ain't got a damn thing to do with me. I've abstained multiple times. Neither time did I have to make an announcement. Nan time did I have to make an announcement. Which goes to show just how much y'all actually be knowing about the people that are around you. How much research, how much you actually pay attention to the ebbs and the flow of that person. But Mind my business. If a woman dates or explores her options and refuses to commit to the first person who shows her interest, some people immediately question her character. Y'all don't know, like I said, y'all don't know how many times people been like, oh, so and so, why that ain't work out? Because that he wasn't for me. I wasn't feeling them like that. I wasn't feeling them like that. Meanwhile, dating is literally the process of getting to know people to determine compatibility. That's the purpose of dating. Whether or not you give up some to give up some dick while you're doing it is you. But that's the purpose of dating. Is to get to know somebody. You don't start talking to somebody and then next week, my man, my man, my man. That shit is weird. And it's especially weird for women with experience. But that's the thing. A lot of women that so-called got experience don't got none. Don't have none. We're in relationships for 20-some years, and now all of a sudden they out here and they just know so damn much. How did we turn dating, freely dating, into a moral failure? Healthy dating means honesty. If you are not exclusive, be honest. If you're dating people, other people, don't create the impression that you're committed to one. If sex is involved, communicate clearly about consent, expectations, protection, and exclusivity. Do not mislead people. Do not use people. Do not promise commitment and know damn well you're not going to get it. Don't even buy. And do not assume that going on dates with different people automatically means someone is sleeping with all of them. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of physical. Dating is information gathering. Commitment should follow compatibility, not replace the process of discovery. And if we're completely honest, sometimes people shame women for dating because they want women to make permanent decisions with limited information. That's how a lot of y'all mamas ended up with marriages with the niggas that they couldn't stand after the first 10 years. I was about to talk too much. They want immediate exclusivity before consistency has been established. This nigga answered his phone for 2 months every time it rang, and then y'all get in a relationship, and they're like, "Dave, he don't answer the phone no more, baby. He was never gonna keep answering the phone. As soon as he asked you to be his chick, you said, yeah, we don't need no more." They want partner level loyalty during an audition process while still deciding whether they want the role themselves. Absolutely not. Dating actively does not make a woman a whore. Having standards does not make her difficult. Asking questions does not make her calculated. Like she's trying to figure out a way to manipulate you. Nigga, let down the walls. And choosing to enjoy sex responsibly does not erase a woman's worth. The same principle applies to men. Healthy dating requires honesty, responsibility, respect, and informed choices from everyone. Y'all know what I have against I do a lightning round. So we're going to do the Did Cree say that check? Did Cree say that check? I'm going to throw it out there. And this is a quick 5 version. Take the notes. Take the notes. Did Cree say marriage was bad? No. I said that a healthy marriage should not be celebrated simply because it lasted. An unhealthy marriage shouldn't be celebrated just because it lasted. Did Cree say leave every time a relationship gets difficult? No. I said commitment should not require self-abandonment. I said that when you're working toward a lifetime, a year or two is only a season. You should try to work through that season. Did Cree say, oh shit, did Cree say loving yourself means never compromising? No, I said compromise should not erase your identity. Did Cree say men are the problem? No. I said men and women are both responsible for how they show up. Did Cree say women are innocent? Absolutely not. Did Cree say women do not need a partner? No. I said that partnership should be chosen, not forced by helplessness. Did Cree say submission means accepting disrespect? Definitely not. Did Cree say sexual freedom means doing anything without consequences? No. I said freedom and responsibility go hand in hand in this conversation. Did Cree say healthy dating means misleading people? No. I said honesty, consent, connection are all essential. So now we're going to move on. Y'all got that? So quit putting damn words in my mouth and dicks in my mouth. Y'all, words and dicks, just, it's a constant with y'all. It's constant with y'all. So now we're going to move on to the Cree says question of the night because it is Thursday night. It is Thursday night. And this is just a solo episode. I just had to get some shit off my chest. So tonight's question is for both men and women. Do we genuinely listen to understand each other's views on relationships? Or do we listen to one sentence we can twist into proof of what we already believe? Say it to you again. Do we genuinely listen to understand each other's views on relationship? Or do we listen for one sentence we can twist into proof of what we believe? Ask yourself, have you ever been criticized by the opposite sex for a belief that people from your own gender help create or reinforce? Now sit with that one for a minute. Because sometimes we blame men for what women taught them about women. I know it ain't gonna be popular, but I'm telling you. And sometimes we keep repeating stereotypes because challenging them will require us to be more honest and have more honest conversations. So here's what I want people to understand about my views. This is my final takeaway. I believe in love. I believe in partnership, commitment, marriage. I believe relationships require compromise, patience, sacrifice, forgiveness, and work. I also believe love should not require you to stop loving yourself and only focus on others. Commitment should not require captivity. Submission should not require silence. Independence should not prevent partnership. Standards should not require perfection. Sexual freedom should not remove responsibility. And accountability should not change depending on whether the person held accountable is a man or a woman. I'm not anti-man. I'm not anti-woman. I'm not bitter. I'm not broken. I just got boundaries, baby. I got boundaries. I got boundaries and goals. I'm happy. I'm full. And I am never, ever, ever alone. Like I said, even when I want to be. I want men and women to experience healthy love. But healthy love requires us to stop treating honest conversations like attacks. Sometimes accountability will make men uncomfortable. Sometimes it will make women uncomfortable. That does not make the message hateful. It may simply mean the message found the part of you that still needs work. You don't have to agree with every opinion that I share. Like, why would you? But disagree with what I actually said. That's my thing. Disagree with what I actually said. Do not create an easier version of my position so that you can defeat. Do not call me bitter because my standards challenge your behavior. Do not call me lonely because by my standards, by my standards, my peace does not require an audience. And do not confuse my willingness to discuss what goes on in relationships with an inability to believe in what can go right. I believe in lasting love. I also believe it should be healthy enough to last. Respectfully, that's what I said. So in closing, What is one relationship opinion you have that people constantly misunderstand or misrepresent? And be honest. Have you ever assumed that someone was just bitter, lonely, or brokenhearted simply because they challenged your approach to relationships? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe to Life According to Cree, the podcast, and share this episode with someone who has had their views twisted because they refuse to accept unhealthy love. Make sure that you visit lifeaccordingtocree.com for more ways to live, learn, laugh, and flourish. I am Cree Cole. This has been Tapped In with Cree Cole. And remember, loving yourself first isn't selfish. It's about loving yourself in a way that teaches you how to love others better. Until next time, y'all. See y'all for the Sunday Life Check. It's going to be nope. It's the last one for August. We almost there, y'all. Bye.